This is Jordan, the Tattooed Stitcher. I am back for another weekly Flosstube update. It's been just over a week. I was supposed to film yesterday, but I got distracted doing some other things and just didn't have the time nor energy. So I'm here today to get back with an update on all of my things I've been working on. I don't have any finishes. I don't have any fully finishes. Let me double check. Nope. I just work. Oh wait, my gosh, I do have a finish. How could I have forgotten? I do have a finish. And you know what the dumb thing is? It's staring at me right here off to the side. I have a finish. And that is Neeltje, Cornelia Van Buren, 1903. This was the Hands Across the Sea exclusive for the Hobby House Christmas box. So it came with all the supplies to stitch her. I stitched her on 46 count antique button light from Mason Linen and used one Avera Soie 103 in the color 681. And here she is. This was my first Hands Across the Sea finish ever. So I'm quite proud of that. I ironed the crap out of it, but I can't get these wrinkles out. I was scared to spray it with water because I didn't know if these silks bled. I'm still a little scared to spray it with water, but I've been told that they are color fast, so I'm gonna have to spray her and just iron her again. But I became a professional at eyelet stitches on this chart. There are so many eyelets. In my last video, I was lamenting that I could not find my mistake, and I will show you. Audrey pointed this out to me because she had recently finished hers too. This is where my mistake was. I'll show you a little part. This part in the chart, I did not pay attention. It's blacked out. There's 2 there. That's what I didn't do. So where down here there was only supposed to be 2, I continued along with 3, and that is where my mistake happened. So it's nice to know that it's, you know, figured out and that I'm not insane. Well, she was not correct in hers, and so therefore I'm not correct in mine. But there it is. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to find a frame for it. I'm not sure which color. I'm thinking obviously a darker frame, I think. But I love it. I had so much fun stitching it. I loved it. I'm ready for my next red sampler for sure. Okay, I did work on quite a bit of whips. So I'll just show them as I have them in the pile here. This whip I worked on last night. I just worked in the border, and that is Maria Ewan from Hands Across the Sea. I really would like to get the outline of the border finished. So I just picked this up last night. I got pretty close. I'm stitching her on 46 count buttermilk from Color and Cotton. Oh, I do want a board though. That's yellow. Yikes. Okay. So here is what she's looking like right now. Like I said, I just picked her up last night, only for about an hour of stitching. Started here in this corner and just worked my way all the way up the side and to the top corner and over. So I only have a little bit of border left. For some reason, I was thinking she would be much bigger, but I have quite a bit of this fabric left, which is nice that she's not, I mean, she's big, but she's doable. When you see the border of something, it feels more doable. So I'm stitching this in the called for 103s. I do want to get back to more of this grass, but Yeah, border first, I think. I didn't tell the kids that I was gonna film a video right now. So we'll see if they show up. I'm sure they will show up at some point. They usually do. Okay, I don't know. The board might be more of a pain than it's worth. Okay, this one I just worked on briefly. Liberty House. I worked on this just while we were at my mother-in-law's for a little cookout on Sunday. Or we didn't have a cookout. She made spaghetti, but you know what I mean. We were outside playing. So I was just doing more house. The never-ending house. Okay. I want this smaller board, actually. Sorry. Cornelia, you're over here. There we go. Okay, another whip that I worked on and got good progress on is Every Gift from Plum Street Samplers. Stitching this with all the called for threads, but I am using, what is this? 36 count maple bar from Cedar River. This fabric is really great to stitch on. So my goal was to finish filling in this flower and get all the way to the top. So I managed to do that. I have a mistake up here, but it's fine. It's not going to affect anything else in the chart. Oh, it's so pretty. This pink that the flower was filled in is called Storm Lake Sunrise from Classic Colorworks. I think it's a newer color, but it's so pretty. Love that flamingo. I still have one more flower to fill in on the border. I really just wanted to get to the top. So it's really not that big for a Paulette, but it is jam-packed with stitching. So like while the dimensions are only 151 high, it is just crammed with stitches. There's so much stitching. Very little dead space. But that's why we love her. So yeah, that one was really fun to work on. Perfect for the weather right now. I'm keeping this one in my, I can't remember what this fabric line is called, but look at this bag. Isn't it so perfect for this project? I just loved it. Oh, Sunday Brunch. Is that what this one's called? I think this one's called Sunday Brunch from Moda. So cute. Okay, another whip I worked on is Elizabeth Poindexter from Hands Across the Sea. This is my only and first 56 count project. This is 56 count, I have a hanging thread here. Light hazelnut from X Shoot. So I added all these letters here from the J on. I added this letter here, I extended the border down, and I finished that whole border down across the bottom. It's so funny because I stitched on this for about an hour, but it's like progress is crazy small because it's so small. But I like stitching that one outside. It's all compact and very small and easy to stitch when you're not in your usual spot. No, not that one yet. Okay, another whip that I grabbed over the last week is Shepherd's Song from Plum Street Samplers. Gosh, I just worked on a lot of Plum Streets, didn't I? I'm stitching this in the Vicki Clayton silks. I did have someone ask me what the heck Vicki Clayton silks were, and she's a silk dyer. She sells her silks for a really great price, and she sells conversions for a lot of charts. And if you don't see a chart, that you want converted, just message her and she will make it for you. She's wonderful. I'm stitching this in Christy Crosshatch Quilts blue conversion that she created. Oh, that's wrinkly. It's wrinkly. All my stuff is always wrinkly. I'm stitching it on 40 count Tekla from Tropical Stitches. So what did I do? I filled in these 2 windows. I filled in the door. I did all this black fill in. And I did this big sheep. The sheep's not quite finished yet. Oh, and I did all this grass on the top. The sheep's not quite finished yet, but it's like the cutest little gingham patterned sheep. I love it. I love stitching on this one. Everything is very buttery and silky, and every color is just really pretty, and I love it. The house is a beast. And I don't know if you can see in the video, but the black of the house has actually got like blues in it. Blacks and blues kind of throughout it. Oh, I love it. So I worked on this for a few days. My stitching progress doesn't seem like a lot over the last week. And I'm not being hard on myself or anything, but I'm in a slump. I'll stitch on something for a day and I'm like, I'm done with this. So I'm just changing projects a lot and not getting tons done on each one, but better than nothing. I'm just trying to keep my stitchy desire alive at this point and just kind of going with whatever is floating my boat at the moment. I'm trying to stick within the projects that I pulled in my last video to try to get a lot of progress on in the next weeks. But as I said, this is not part of those projects that I pulled, but I just really felt like working on it. So I did. And I have almost another whole sheep. Okay. I'm running out of room. Okay, another project I worked on. This is the project I worked on for the 4th of July. And that is Dwelling Place from Teresa Kogut. Now, technically this is not a patriotic piece, but I did add a flag to mine, so there's a little bit of patriotic in it. You're gonna look at this and you're gonna think, what the heck did you even do? But that's just the thing with Teresa's. You can stitch and stitch for days and you're like, what did I even do? I'm stitching this on 40 count Dirty Teacup from Needle and Flax. So what I did when I started on this second bird, I added these 2 birds. I finished all the mortar in the brick down here and started filling in the door. I also finished all the inside of these window panes. I filled in this flower and I added the pot and the vines that come out of the pot. So it's like just kind of a little bit everywhere. But this was like 2 days of stitching on this project. It's just slow going. I don't know why. I love it. I love the fabric. I love the colors. I love the chart. It's just a slower one for me. So it'll be finished when I'm like 100. Cool. There goes my clips. Oh my gosh, really running out of room. Okay, is this a new start? Yes. I did have a new start. Just in this folder. Yes. I started the Gingerbread House Pin Keep from Stacy Nash because it's Jolly July. It's so cute. You've all seen it. It was released for Jingle Ball. I decided to stitch her, what is this? Oh, did I pull out the other one? On, oh gosh, I feel like a hot mess right now. On 40 count Southern Butter Pecan There's hanging threads on this too. I'm just a mess today. From Dames of the Needle with all the called for colors. So it'll be just little, oh my hair. It'll be just little, but I did get a good start on it. And then I got sick of stitching white and wanted to move on to something else. This fabric was the piece that I was given for the kit from Hobby House. That's why it's really long and skinny. Look how long this is. That's why it's really long and skinny. But it worked out perfect for this piece. So I'll be able to do the top or the front, and then I'll go up and I'll move to the back. So that is my new start. I have another new start. I'm just unsure if I'm going to continue on it. I will show you. Okay, my other new start was I finished my red sampler and I was really missing, let me turn this off. I was really missing having another red sampler already. So I had chosen Marta. Marta and Maggie are sisters, and I had chosen Marta's chart to start. It's not that big. And it used a different color of red than Neeltje. So I had to order the red, and I was just being impatient. So I was like, well, I have this Gloriana in Schoolhouse Red. That's a really pretty red. I could just start it. So I started it on a piece of 40 count, what's this called? Old Mushroom from XJude Design. And this is what it's looking like. I think the combo is really pretty, but I'm struggling with, I'm just not super enjoying stitching with this. And I'm sure you're like, what? What are you talking about? Everyone loves Gloriana. And I don't know what it is. It's like they're really twisty. So when I'm stitching, it's like they're twisting and they're not laying nice in my stitches. So my stitches look, I'm sure I'm being nitpicky, but my stitches look like twisted and not nice. And it's bothering me. So I'm not sure. It's not that big of a chart. I do like this combo, and I like the size that this is ending up being on this 40 count. So I'm not sure. This is what it looks like. So I'm not sure if I'm going to continue and just like suck it up because it's not that big. And this was a perfect piece of fabric for it. What do you think? Am I just being a nitpicky butt? Okay, first of all, if you're stitching this chart, you see how it's like every other one? Well, on the front, it's not every other one. It's all filled in, the whole border is. But in the chart, this is the bottom, every other one. It's like they just completely cut off the bottom row in the chart because it's on the front. So I have to go back and add that. So yeah, this is my one I'm kind of having a little issue with. We'll see. Tell me what you think. That is all my whips and the things that I worked on. So I did get the desire to kit up a few Halloween smalls and put them in my really fun Halloween project bag. So the ones that I have kitted up that I'd love to stitch this year are Clementine. I already have Olga stitched and in the bowl, so it would be fun to have Clementine next to her. I've got the threads pulled and ready. I also kitted up well, these aren't Halloween, but they're fall. Autumn's Acorn Gathering. These cutie little squirrels. Squirrel husband and wife. And I got all their threads. So I'd really love to stitch these two. And then I really want to stitch a bunch from this book. Definitely want to stitch that one and that. I mean, I want to stitch all of them. They're adorable. Love. I pulled a piece of X Jude Designs Grandpa's sleeve to stitch some of them on, but I also have a piece of fabric coming in the mail today that I'd like to stitch a few of them on. It's like a green. It's called Oil Green from X Jude. I pulled flosses for this book. They're really fun. I also, last year I stitched Lollies, Crows, and Candy Corns. It's just on a plain Zweigart. I can't even remember the color. Platinum, maybe? And while I do love that one, I am going to gift it and just gift it to one of my people. And I'd like to restitch it on green. Audrey, who has stitched Stitch Bead, I know I say her every video, but she recently finished that chart on the oil green from X Jude, and I was obsessed with every single thing about that chart. So I was totally pulling colors to copy her conversion on it. It's much brighter and more candy Halloween colors, and so I'm very excited to stitch that again. I don't normally stitch a chart twice, but I will be stitching that one twice for sure. So that was kind of fun. I just pulled some Halloween smalls that I would like, Halloween and fall smalls that I would really like to stitch this year. And that is plenty just in that book. Well, plenty busy. I do have a little bit of haul. I got the sweetest thank you note from someone who had bought in one of my bags. I don't know if she wants me to say her name. Leah. I mean, it's like gorgeous. She made this card. She made it. And the envelope was so pretty and taped. Oh, it was just, it made my entire day. It was so sweet. Thank you so much. And then I had gotten the new release from Teresa Kogut, Goodness and Plenty. I saw this on her Instagram and immediately was like, pre-order right now from Stephanie, who's Lindy Stitches. Immediately pre-ordered from her. I love this so much. Every single thing about this I love. The dark blue, the house is blue. It's like blue-black house with the willows and the sheeps and the berry bowls. Oh my gosh. The sentiment, the flower border and the birds. I love everything about it. The chimney all up the side. Oh, I love it. So I did get the called for overdyes. There's only a few. And she used all of the last year new Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. I don't know if the Weeks Dye Works were new. But this one was new. And I just didn't read the chart and see that I needed 2 skeins. And I only got 1. So I'm going to have to get another skein. But this is the color of the house. It's called London Fog from Classic Colorworks. It's like a blue-black. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love it. I love it. So, like I need another sampler start in my life, but sampler September is also my birthday month. So we might start a few. It's fine. And then I got a few 103s. I needed this one for, because it was just out of stock when I'd gotten the flosses for Florence Mary Dickinson. So I just needed that one to finish hers. And then these are the reds that I had originally gotten for these gals. And then I, impatiently started it already with a very different red. I have another red sampler that I could use these for easily. So I'm not sure if I'm going to restart and use those. I don't know. I don't know. And then give it a little huff because it smells so good. I got my XG Designs order. I order from her usually on Etsy, her Etsy shop, because she offers a 10% discount usually, and then a free shipping if you're over a certain amount. And so I order a few at once to get to that free shipping. So these are the colors I got. I'm so excited. This is a 40 count beige gray. I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's like the perfect gray. Love it. And this is 40 count Drapple Brown. Maybe I'll open this one a little bit for you. 40 count Drapple Brown. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm thinking for Hands Across the Sea. Obviously. It's so pretty. You guys, it smells so good. I could just die. I could just die in a pile of this fabric and just... What is she doing to it? What is she doing to it? This is a piece of 40 count light hazelnut. This is my favorite brown, like, ever. I love this brown. And I just needed a piece of 40 count. Maybe use it for this. Inspiration, striking. Look at the blue black on it. Love it. Oh my gosh. That is something to be thinking about right there. And then I got another piece of the beige gray in a 46 count because I'm using this for one of my birthday starts in the next few months. And I wanted to make sure that I had it in time. Isn't that so pretty? But interesting, look at the dye lot different. These are the same color, but the 40 count is much darker. Both are beautiful. I just thought that was interesting. And then my last piece is 46 count Rocky Mountain. It's so pretty. So if you want to compare Drapple Brown and Rocky Mountain. Oh, they're both so pretty. They're both so pretty. I want to start things on them like right now. I love them. XG Designs is my favorite fabric dyer of all time. And I need to like create a checklist where I can just have every color in every count from her. 36, 40, 46, and 56. I need all of them. And then she always gives like a little sample of fabric. So she gave me a sample of 46 count dark soil, which is the fabric that's called for in the new Shakespeare's Peddler like sampler fragments, which I love those charts, but I'm so scared of this fabric. When I look at it in the natural light, I could do it if I'm sitting outside in the natural light. Otherwise, I don't think I could do it. But I'm really tempted to order a piece and try, because I love those fragments and I love the way they looked on the dark fabric. I don't know. Should I be brave and just try it? If you were my friends, you would be like, what are you doing? You can't stitch on dark fabric. But I kind of want to try just because I love the way they look. We'll see. We'll see if I get brave enough. Okay, so that is all of my haul. Plans. I'm going to keep going on Maria Ewan. I would really love to finish the border, not finish the border, but connect the border. And I'm just really enjoying working on her right now. So we'll see what else I can get done on her. I don't really know. I'm going to try to stick with the projects I pulled last week. Maybe pull out one of those to get a little bit done on, but I'm already like, ugh, don't want to work on any of them. I'm already rebelling against myself. I actually have decided to, I moved my stitchy spot. I've never like shown you guys my stitchy spot, but so we have like if you're in my living room, looking into my living room, the TV is here. We have a long couch here and a short couch here. So when I'm not stitching, I'm sitting in this couch to face the TV. But when I'm stitching, my stitching spot was right here. So I had to crank my neck all the way to the side if I was going to watch the TV at the same time. But it was the only place that I could put my Lowry, and I had this like 3-tiered rolling cart and everything next to me, and it was fine. But I've started to have neck pain because of it. So, and I was just like feeling very uninspired by my situation. I'd been stitching in that exact same spot with that exact same setup for 3 years, and I just was feeling uninspired. I didn't want to sit down there, and I didn't want to stitch because I knew my neck would hurt, and so my stitching has suffered because of it, and I haven't enjoyed it because of it. So yesterday I was like, we're overhauling this. That's why I didn't film. We're overhauling this. We are changing this all around, and I was moving couches and cleaning under couches. Yikes. And moving furniture, and I have come up with a different situation, and I'm able to actually sit in the chair that's facing the TV. My Lowry is upstairs. He's up here now, so it's not down there. And I have my Velky Patoki downstairs. But the problem when you have your legs up and you're in like a recliner, you can't, like the Velky doesn't get high enough for me. So I was like, okay, let's try to use a pillow. And the only pillow that was working perfectly was my husband's pillow. I can't steal his pillow. But when we bought this house, the people who sold it to us, like it was a new house. So she like decorated it. She had tons of decor in here, and bedding and bed frames and couches. And I mean, there was so much stuff in here that she left in here. And so I literally inherited no less than 828 decorative pillows. Like there was like 18 on each bed, I swear. And like, I'm not picking up pillows all day long that kids throw on the ground. So I've just shoved them all up in the tops of empty closets. And I was like, maybe I can find a pillow out of the billion that I inherited. And I did, but I had to modify it a bit. So this is the pillow that I pulled out of the closet. It's very cute, right? Adorable pillow. But it was way too puffy that like the stand, but like, so like it's perfect size for your lap. The stand was getting way too high. So I unzipped the cover and I cut the pillow open and I pulled out a whole bunch of the stuffing. And it's actually really nice stuffing. Like it feels almost like wool. So of course I'm gonna save it for pillows. But now it's perfect. It's perfect height for my stand. And I have a cabinet that I moved. I did not like where the cabinet originally was. So I moved the cabinet between the two couches, and I took out this dinky little table that was there that was way too low. The lamp was basically sitting on the floor. So I moved this like cabinet there that's taller than the couches, and the lamp is up higher, and I have a drawer pull out right there, and all of my stuff, my hoops that I use all the time and my scissors and all that is under the drawer right there. And then in the cabinet, I store my Velky and whatever whips I'm working on. And it just worked out really well to be able to, I'm almost done, to be able, huh? Yeah, in just a minute. Yeah. And so I can just put everything away and hide it in there when I don't feel like having it out all the time. And I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to continue with this setup. I'm feeling very much inspired. My light that I had like cranked and attached to my Lowry, I was able to attach it to the side of the cabinet. Just leave it, babe. Thank you. Attach it to the side of the cabinet, and then I can just like fold the arm down when I'm not using it and fold it back up when I'm using it. So it's working out really well. I am excited to continue finagling with it because it's different. You know, it's just, I've been stitching the same place in the same way for 3 years. So it's just going to take some time to figure it out and get more comfortable. But I love the way everything is looking down there. It looks much prettier. So that's kind of it. Let's see. So it was the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful time celebrating with your families. Thank you all the men and women who serve our country for your service, and your families for their service as well. It was a great weekend. My kids went to my mom and my dad's house, and they played all day long on the 4th of July. They were originally going to go the next day, but the weather here was really rainy and cold. So they ended up going on the 4th of July, and so they were there all afternoon doing activities, and then they spent the night. Well, we ended up having to go get my 3-year-old at around 11 p.m. She was not sleeping, was not going to go to sleep, and was struggling. So we went to pick her up and brought her home, but the other two stayed the night there. They had a ton of fun, and it was the first time my husband and I have had no kids in years. We haven't been on a date in years. I mean, we just don't. So we just stayed home because it was really cold and rainy. So we just stayed home, and we watched The Patriot, and we watched, we tried to watch patriotic shows. So we always watch The Patriot. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And then we watched The Hurt Locker that has Jeremy Renner in it. And it's an older movie, but I'm pretty sure I hadn't seen it since I watched it when it came out. And that's a really great movie too. So we watched movies with no interruption. We cooked some really, really fancy bacon cheeseburgers and homemade fries. And then it got nice enough. Oh, and then it was still cold. So that night when the fireworks started in our neighborhood, we were surrounded by 58 giant fireworks shows. It felt like we just sat in the windows upstairs and watched the fireworks. And then I had to go get my 3-year-old. But it was great. It was a really great day. The next day the kids went fishing. The big kids went fishing with my husband and his dad again on the boat, and they had a great time. And then the next day we went to my mother-in-law's house for a little get together. And and a few days before that, it was my mom's birthday. So we went to her house and did cake and celebrated with them. It was a busy week on top of all of our normal things, but it was a good week. So really that's kind of it for that. And then let's see, shows. We have been outside a lot, so I feel like I just haven't been watching shows as much. And when I do come in to watch shows, I watch Call the Midwife. I'm still watching that. I love it. I watched the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion special on Hulu. I have some thoughts. I don't know. Demi wasn't there, and that really just pissed me off because she was the main instigator and villain of this last season, and then she's so cowardly, just doesn't come. We had a Disney vacation plan. Okay. Like, you couldn't reschedule that. You're loaded. So it was very cowardly. She went on a separate, all alone podcast. It was just so dumb. And yeah, so I mean, otherwise, it was good. It's how those reunion specials usually go with those kind of shows. It was good. And then we watched the patriotic movies, like I said, and then we had no show to watch. We'd finished all the shows we were watching, and we were just depressed in a show slump. And so we started watching The Boys. It's on Prime. It's like about these superheroes that aren't really good people. Like, they're pieces of crap kind of people, essentially. It's very violent, very graphic. But we've enjoyed it so far. We're only a couple episodes in, and it's got funny moments. It's got shocking moments, but it's different. It's an interesting show. We'll definitely keep going on it. And then I actually downloaded some new audiobooks. Yes, I sometimes listen to audiobooks. It's not that often. But I downloaded the audiobook The Hobbit. I have read this book, obviously. But I love Andy Serkis. He is who was Gollum in the movies, and I mean, he's been in a million things. But he's narrated now all of the J.R. Tolkien books. And I really wanted to listen to his versions of reading them, especially because he can do the voices. And so we started the Hobbit audiobook, and we're kind of listening to it off and on together. We were listening to it in the car with the kids driving back and forth to gatherings, and they were really enjoying it, actually. Like, they normally watch DVDs or whatever in the car, but they kept asking if we could listen to the book in the car instead, so that's kind of fun. I'm just gonna make them little nerds, just like me, early on. They've been watching Lord of the Rings since they were infants. But let's see. So that's all shows wise. I need a new show. I'm getting a little burned out. I called Midwife. I'm almost on season 4. I'm getting a little burned out. I need something else. I need a change. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll watch. TBD on that. So I think that is all. I think that's all I have to show for today. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do Whip Parade. I did do another cull through my whips. You'll notice on my Instagram, I adopted out my Live on Little. That is not because I don't love that chart, but I never wanted to stitch on it anymore. Like, tastes change. I started that over a year ago, and I think I've worked on it twice since I started it, and it is beautiful. And I have said that it's beautiful and that I love it, and I do. But I just was not crazy about the fabric. I did use the called for hog bristle, and it was just really yellowy. I hate yellow. I'm sorry if you love yellow. Bernadette, I'm sorry you love yellow. Jem, I'm sorry you love yellow. I know. It's just my least favorite color. I do not enjoy stitching on yellow. I don't want to stitch with yellow. And so it just felt yellow every time I was stitching on it, and I just couldn't do it. So I adopted out to a very sweet, lovely lady who should be getting it very soon. And I love being able to do that versus just like abandoning or throwing it away. I love being able to adopt it out. I have done that with several whips. So I will restart that someday when I have the motivation to, because I do love that chart. So I did go through my whips again, and I was really honest with myself. Like, when's the last time I touched this? Do I even want to keep working on this? And that's okay. I got rid of some things, and I altered some things, and it's all right. It's my stitching. I can do whatever I want with it. If I want to throw it away, I'm going to throw it away. Life's too short to stitch on something that you are not 100% in love with. It's a 10 out of 10 for you. Life is too short to stitch on something you're not enjoying. And I have no problem getting rid of things or quitting things that I'm not into anymore. It's okay. If I have a whip from 5 years ago when I started stitching, and I'm like, I never want to stitch this again, and I throw it away, fine. If I started something 10 minutes ago and I'm like, nope, get rid of it, fine. It's all good. This is a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy every minute of it. Soapbox stepping off now. I hope that you enjoy your stitching in the next week, and come back for my next video to see what I am going to continue working on. If I do Whip Parade, I'll post it in the next few days. If you see if a whip is missing that you're wondering where the heck it went to, it's because it got the axe, or it got adopted, or I'm altering it in some way. I'm not sure. So we'll see. So I will see you in a week for my next video. Bye.